this is what I seen, this is what was on there, this is how the flower looks in real life. But when it comes to a tattoo, you're not finna do that. If you change something enough to where it's not even noticeable from the reference, then that's not plagiarism. I just want y'all to know that, because some people try to come for artists when they have certain methods of doing things. Something that I painted, they can quite literally put it on skin. It's gonna look straight like that, readability straight like that. Like, it's crazy. I aspire to get there one day, and I really want to know, like, how.
Girls love Beyonce, girls love to fuck with your conscience, girls hate when niggas go.
What's poppin'? It's your girl Custom Zai, and I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about the transition from being an artist, like a general artist, to a tattoo artist. Just some stuff that I've been noticing so far on my journey, and like any tips that I have for y'all. And yeah, so in a video before, I said that I was going to do like a video where I basically would critique or like just show y'all like some of the like tattoo designs that I've been coming up with and the critiques that I got from them at my apprenticeship, just to continue to share my journey as much as possible on here, because I know that I was originally trying to be self-taught, but then I actually found an apprenticeship. So now I'm just kind of, I'm under the guidance of my apprenticeship leader, I don't know the fuck. Anyways, I'm kind of under that guidance, but I'm also still doing as much like research and just personal I'm still progressing and doing stuff on my own as well, because even though like I am under somebody and learning from somebody, studying from somebody, whatever the case may be, my journey truly depends on me. It's really about the work that I put in, and yeah, the way that I take the directions that people point me in, and just do what I can with it, you know. I feel like that was a little choppy, but y'all know what I mean, hopefully. Let's just jump straight into it. So first of all, when I say like a general artist, I just mean like somebody who, like a painter, or maybe your thing is digital art, maybe your thing is color pencil, whatever it is that you do, mixed media, whatever, you're an artist, so you're just used to making your art. The transition that I'm experiencing now is going from that, like just doing my art, doing my paintings, doing my charcoal drawings, digital art, whatever the case may be, clothing, and now I am transitioning to doing tattoos. With tattoos, one of the first things that I feel like I've learned as far as just like what the difference is how you draw. You can't go in there thinking like, oh, I already know everything. I already know how to draw. I already know about values. I already know about color. Like, I already know about all that. So why are you trying to tell me that, Like, it's easy. Well, it's not easy, but I can see how some people get into that mindset to where they're just like, fuck all the drawing techniques. Just show me how to use a tattoo gun, because that's all I need. Like, that's all I'm lacking. But in all actuality, you really do have to start drawing different. So it's good to start with the foundational skills as far as tattooing, and that is drawing, learning how to draw tattoos, learning how to draw for tattoos. One of the first things that I realized like that I have to change, probably the most basic thing, is sketching. So basically, and a lot of artists probably already like draw like this or whatever, but me personally, I've never been that type. I'm a little heavy-handed when it comes to like drawing, or just kind of in general, but when it comes to drawing, really, I get dark lines. I like doing dark lines. I like really focusing, like, I think a lot about the final product as I'm drawing. I'm not really a sketch type of person. Like I've said before, I hate thumbnail sketches. I hate pre-planning piece, stuff like that, I just feel like I just want to go straight into it. If I got my reference, I got the idea, I got the canvas, I got the composition, layout, all that, boom, I just like to get straight into it. But with drawing for tattoos, you have to learn how to kind of take a step back. And by that, I mean learning how to sketch, learning how to go lighter so you can build up on to get your final piece. The importance about that leads me into my next tip about when it comes to drawing for tattoos rather than like general art is movement. So you might notice, like, if you do script in your art as a general artist, you probably notice how like sometimes your letters can look kind of stiff. And by that, I just mean like your loops might seem kind of like lacking personality, lacking flow. And when you're drawing for a tattoo, you don't want it to like be like that. Instead of just like trying to sketch lightly or whatever, you could use a lighter color and then go in with like darker colors to get into the final, get closer to the final. And these are like the first things that I started out doing when I first started my apprenticeship, basically just working on lettering. So you can see this is after like weeks, I don't know, days of practicing lettering or whatever. And when I first started doing like lettering, it was nowhere close to being like this good, you know? Like, not saying that this is good, this is still shaky, but it's definitely better than where I was. Instead of me sitting down and thinking I'm finna do this like first draft off rip, it's better to go lighter or start with like a yellow and just try to get into the flow of everything, so it looks like you weren't trying so hard and it looks like it's actually a font that somebody would want to get tatted. Nobody would want to get something tatted that's like stiff, like you're writing on a paper regularly. Composition. As a general artist, when you're thinking about compositions for like a painting or a drawing or whatever, would be completely different than the way that you would think about it for like a body part, you know? So that also ties in with like movement of lines and stuff. You want it to like look like it's supposed to go where it is that you want it to go. As a general artist, I would look at this and be like, oh, like maybe this isn't the best composition because it's just one connecting object right smack in the middle of the page. And yeah, as a tattoo artist, you're not thinking about a page, you're thinking about a body part. So first I would ask myself, what part of the body would I see this on? And so that's when movement comes in. So I would say maybe like a calf, and I wrote that right here. Or maybe like a thigh, somewhere that's like wide and long, because that's what the image is giving, you know? You really want to think about like placement more than composition. Something else that's not really like a visual thing, but more so just like a technique type of thing. When I was in art school, I distinctly remember this one moment where like a teacher had walked up on me and seen I was like basically tracing. That's all I was doing. I'm not even finna try to sugarcoat it, make it seem like I was doing something better than what I was. I was tracing an image. It was photography. It wasn't my photography. If it was my photography, then I kind of would have bucked back and been like, actually, yeah. But it wasn't mine. It was somebody else's. And I had it in Photoshop, added another layer, and was drawing over it, intending to use like the background of it or something. I don't know, but yeah. But he was like, that's plagiarism. Plain and simple, like you're taking somebody's image, drawing over it, and then like using it as your own. But actually, now that I think about it, if I would have changed that composition enough to the point where somebody wouldn't be able to even tell where that came from type shit, it wouldn't have mattered. So like, yeah, he didn't even know that. He just automatically was like, oh, you're plagiarizing or whatever. But yeah, if you change something enough to where it's not even noticeable from the reference, then that's not plagiarism. I just want y'all to know that, because some people try to come for artists when they have certain methods of doing things, and whole time nobody gives a fuck. Like, nobody cares. Like I said, if you can't tell that you can't tell what the reference is and all that, then it's no different than a music artist sampling a song, because they put their own spin on it. But obviously, if they just posted the same exact song bar for bar, then that would be wrong. But yeah, but that's not even what I was doing. I was plagiarizing in that moment. But I say that to say that there's a difference when it comes to tattooing. So first of all, a lot of people are going to come to you with images, other people's images, a lot of the times, and just ask you to put it on them. You might tweak the way a design is, or like even when it comes to like the values of it, you might tweak it, you might change a few things to like better suit the situation, but ultimately you are using somebody else's image. And then also, when it comes to just like getting reference for images for a tattoo design, especially when it comes to doing it digitally, like I said, how I just got that photograph, brought it into Photoshop, added a layer over it, that is an efficient process that a lot of tattoo artists do. It doesn't matter as much with tattooing. Basically, plagiarism doesn't exist in tattooing. It's like, nah. It does. It does, but it's okay, because the main thing is finding an efficient process for you and your client. If that's the image that they want on them and that's the way that you're able to come up with it, then that's just it. That's it. That's the end of the story. I had a chemistry teacher in high school, and he used to let us, like, every time we had a test, it was always an open book. And everybody be like, oh my gosh, why are you like this? Why are you so nice? And he's like, because that's the real world. Like, when you are employed to do something, or whatever the case may be, your boss, client, whatever, is not going to care about, did you steal that off of, like, they're not going to care about that. They're not going to care about you opening your notes, revisiting some things, Googling something, asking somebody, phoning a friend, getting a lifeline. Like, they don't care about your means of getting to the final product. They care that you get to that final product in a timely manner, and that it's, meeting a standard. But if they find out that you did this, that, and the third to get there, unless it's just like, I don't know, unethical or whatever, but as long as it made sense to get to that final product that they was looking for from you, they're not finna care. So that's a good argument to give your teacher if they ever wonder, like, why would you have an open note test? Because that's reality. That's the reality of life. Nobody's going to ask you for the answer for something and hide every which way that you can find the answer. That's just dumb. I think I'll wrap it up with this final thing, and that is simplicity. So this probably is another, like, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned so far, especially for me specifically, because generally I like to do highly realistic stuff. Like, magical realism is my favorite. I like to focus a lot on details. I like to make stuff look like as real as possible. Like, if it's jumping out the page, jumping out the canvas, I love that. I love it. Especially if it's like something weird. Like, you're never gonna find a spider with a helmet, but not only am I finna paint that, but it's finna look like real. Like, so I'm learning right now that when it comes to tattooing, nah, you can't do all of that. Like, you can't zone it. You can, don't get me wrong, you can, because there are some people who I literally seen like put portraits, like real, like something that I painted, they can quite literally put it on skin. It's gonna look straight like that, readability straight like that. Like, it's crazy. I aspire to get there one day, and I really want to know, like, how. But even with them doing that, they still have to follow these rules, like these essentials to tattooing. And one of them is, like, to guarantee readability, you can't focus on, like, the smallest details like you would as a general artist, because it's easier to be like, I'm going to sit here and draw exactly what I see. And a lot of times when you take an art class, especially like a foundational art class, that's what you do. You sit and draw exactly what you see. But with tattooing, a tattoo artist, they're going to simplify the things that they see. They're going to make it be recognizable to the eye off rip. Nobody wants to walk around with a tattoo that everybody's going to be like, what is that? And sadly, I feel like I have one of those. I'm not gonna lie. I know exactly what it's supposed to be, and it's actually my art that it is supposed to be. But when I look at it and I look at like other tattoo artists, like I was saying, some people that I've seen who literally like put paintings on people, it could be better as far as readability. Yeah, so you don't want to like tattoo somebody and then the image is like jumbled or nobody really knows what it is. So with that being said, when you draw for a tattoo, you have to make sure that you can like simplify stuff when it comes to shading, when it comes to line work, when it comes to all of that. Also for the healing process over time, because the more like smaller stuff you have and like small details and just overdone images, over time that stuff is going to literally like I don't know, it's gonna like, skin gets old, skin starts sagging, skin yeah, the tattoo starts fading, so all of that is eventually just going to look like a bundle of nothing. And yeah, hold up, let me show y'all something. Here's a good example. This right here is a design that I did. Look at these flowers. Now this is me drawing what I saw. And that's what you do as a general artist, or just like the type of artist that I am. Magical realism, my thing. So yeah, so I just draw what I seen. This is what I seen. This is what was on there. This is how the flower looks in real life. But when it comes to a tattoo, you're not finna do that. Like, so that was one of the critiques that I got for this design, is to simplify it. So these are flowers. I think they're tulips. It kind of looks like a ball of lettuce. For the purpose of a tattoo, I would simplify it, so I would get rid of a lot of these lines. From that design, I started to work on Flash. And Flash will teach you how to simplify things. So this is a recent Flash sheet that I did, and this is a flower that I did. So notice that off rip, you would be able to tell that that's a flower faster than you would be able to tell that this is a flower. Yes, this is more accurate, and as a general artist, you might fuck with this more, but as a tattoo artist, you're gonna fuck with this more. And your clients are gonna fuck with this more. They're gonna wanna get this nice little simple rose tatted before they get some lettuce tatted, you know? That's supposed to be a flower, and they're gonna have to explain to everybody that sees it, oh, it's a flower, it's not lettuce. That's just how it looks. Because my tattoo artist was still acting like a general artist, because they didn't want to listen, because they thought they could draw, and they just wanted to know how to use the gun, but now they got lettuce on them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There are certain transitions that you need to make, certain tips, tricks, techniques that you need to learn before you can get from one side to the other. Period. I'm in the middle of that transition right now, so those are just a few of the main tips that I've been getting and receiving and building upon. So if y'all want to know more about that, just let me know. But with that being said, I hope y'all rocked with this video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.